Gang, what's up? What's up? It's me, Eddie G, here with another brand new episode of Jatu Sabe. You guessed it, Eddie G's Comic Culture. Thank y'all for tuning in. Welcome back. As we get closer and closer to this holiday season, I want to say thank y'all. I hope you guys are having a great holiday with your families. Enjoying yourselves as we approach the new year, a new decade all together with some new material on the way, both in comics and as well as video games and movies. I'm not too much in the spirit this year, obviously, because certain things have been going. Well, not certain things, but I don't know. For some reason, I just really haven't acquired the spirit, and in all honesty, I'm just not really a celebrator of it all like that. I mean, I guess I know next year holidays is gonna be a little different because both the PS5 is dropping next year, so that's something definitely to look forward to. But either way, before I do anything else, first and foremost, thank y'all for tuning in. If this is your first time stopping by, this is a show that's dedicated to all things pop culture as well as comic books, movies, films from the past, present, even to the future, and not just that, television, music, books as well, and anything regarding pop culture. We discuss that here and solely that here. So with that being said, if y'all know, I always start my show with my shout outs. First and foremost, the show is still sponsored by the great people over at Black Apparel. So make sure you stop over the website at www.blackapparelblk.com. There's still some time to get some good drip for your holiday cheer and all that stuff. So make sure you stop on over, check them out, as well as my Instagram family, AJ Reacts, Nerdy Blurb TV, Blu-ray Dan, everyone, Ray Bavello, Dennis Knight, everyone, Pronto Comics, all of y'all. Thank you so much. As well as my boy Chemist as well too. So make sure y'all make sure y'all check that out. We got something coming up for the 2020 as well. So with that we're getting that out the way. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to get off of my chest. First and foremost, I know I'm not here with the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker preview. I haven't been able to go through it this weekend. I haven't gone to the cinemas. I will be attempting to do so this week. Yes, I am aware of the Rotten Tomatoes score. And even though I haven't seen the film yet, I do want to talk a bit about that. Look, at this point, getting off of let's face facts here. This trilogy has been a bit awkward to say the least. It's odd, as to say where the whole franchise has taken a turn. Some things have been somewhat, some people have been, a little bit, complaining since The Force Awakens that it was just nothing more of a rehash of A New Hope, and they were just playing it too safe for fan service. And then as soon as Episode 8 came out, The Last Jedi completely took a wild left turn off of what was going on at that point. Completely, I guess it just I don't want to say that it destroyed the franchise. I just want to say that it completely it disheartened quite a bit of fans, even myself. I personally wasn't satisfied with the way they handled the passing of Luke Skywalker. So that was that's one of the main reasons why that's kind of I'm not gonna lie to you. My anticipation for Rise of Skywalker was not through the roof after watching The Last Jedi. After The Last Jedi, it left a pretty bad taste in my mouth. I didn't really want to see it. I'm just, at this point right about now, it's just a chore for me to see this because I just want to close the chapter on this trilogy myself now, which is pretty bad. And when I have an outlook like that, that is a pretty bad outlook. I don't have, that's not something, and it's not to say that it's it's not to say that it's a J.J. Abrams' fault, and it's not to say that it's just, even the actor's fault. I do have quite a bit to say that quite a bit of it is blamed on Rian Johnson, which is kind of crazy considering the fact that his movie right now the movie that he has out right now, Knives Out, seems to be slaying with the critics. I think it's doing pretty decently in the box office as well. But him as well, his film with Episode 8, he really, I don't know what the hell was, he just really just, he just tossed whatever kind of conclude, I don't know what the hell was he doing, you tossed everything away, and I don't know, it left a mess for it to pick up. That's all I'm gonna, as far as it, though, judging by the aftermath of The Last Jedi, it was pretty much, I was like, damn, how the hell, and even I said this, how the hell is J.J. Abrams going to close this chapter with all the decisions that were made in Last Jedi? That's just like, like, even when I was surprised, I was like, okay, that's not a bad idea, but maybe they should have just kept JJ throughout the entire trilogy, rather than just work on two films and try to pick up where Rian left off. And trying to I could imagine right now that quite it just did a lot of fan service. Probably didn't make a I'm pretty sure there's some things that don't make sense on there, and which is I'm probably gonna paint that out very much so in emphasis when I do talk about it in my review. But nonetheless, I'm still gonna check it out, and like I said, it's just a shame for me to have to feel like this is now a chore for me to actually close this chapter on the trilogy of Star Wars. I don't know what Disney's gonna do at this point, considering the fact because Mandalorian is pumping and it's really great right now. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm really enjoying the Mandalorian. I still haven't caught any of the episodes of The Witcher yet, so I'm a little bit behind on that. But with that being said, I really wanted to I really wanted to go ahead and just this episode before I segue into anything else. Like I said, it's gonna when I have my review up for Rise of Skywalker, you guys will know. And like I said, I'll dissect the film as much as I possibly can to the best of my capabilities, and tell you guys exactly what I liked and what I didn't like. Now, the reason why I made this episode, and I was actually anticipated to do so, because this past week, I don't know if you guys have been I haven't been reading on it. Excuse me. I haven't been reading up on it. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to collect as of recent. But the Doomsday Clock, the series that started about 2 years ago, has finally concluded this week. Apparently, it was meant to. We were led to believe that at some point, Dr. Manhattan and Superman were going to engage in a fight, and that it was going to be some ill shit. Apparently, it didn't turn out like that. I'm gonna end up having to get the trade paperback because, and then the only reason why now normally I don't do things like this. I don't discuss spoilers regarding stuff like that. But at the end of the day, this is a storyline that apparently has had some major ramifications on the DC universe, and when you have something like this going on, you have to be on top of everything that's happening. So as of now, we already know that I've spoken about this earlier. That my I don't know, like I said, Michael Bendis for some reason has just like taken over writing duties of Superman. He's got two books. Like for some reason now he's now writing Action Comics, and he's writing the solo book, the solo title. But we're gonna get into that later. So at this point, quite a bit has happened after that. Apparently something was going on. Superman was getting attacked by some international heroes, and Dr. Manhattan apparently was watching and counting down the minutes until Superman supposedly comes to an end, or he ends everything. Unfortunately, as the heroes were attacking Superman, and it looked like Superman was going to go at it with Dr. Manhattan, it looked like Dr. Manhattan was actually throwing a punch with Dr. Manhattan, but he wasn't. He was actually saving Dr. Manhattan from the international heroes, which then apparently inspires Dr. Manhattan to use his powers to end the fight and undo some of the changes he's made to the DC universe since arriving. It's then so now here's the big reveals. Now, this entire thing, basically Dr. Manhattan, now it's not just, so now we have someone else that can actually alter the timeline from the DC universe. It's not just the Flash anymore. We have Dr. Manhattan, and that means the entire Watchmen storyline is actually canon. How this is going to fit into the timeline, I don't know. How DC is going to explain this to fit into the timeline, I don't know. But I can't lie, a few of the things that have happened that are going to be really cool. Number one, well, they brought back, like I said, they reinstated, so they brought back Superboy and the return of Ma Parkin. Okay. Now, not just that, the Justice Society of America has been brought back as well. So this is going to, this is exactly, like I said, this is getting crazy. You see, apparently Superboy is back. He's canon, as well as Ma and Parkin, so they're canon now as well. A gift from Dr. Manhattan to Superman. Apparently that was one of the gifts. And not only did they bring back the Justice Society of America, but they brought back the Legion of Superheroes. So the people who have been gone since even the New 52, from before the New 52, are now back, which is actually very good. And it looks like every Earth has been reinstated. Okay, it says right here. It turns out that past DC Universe reboots didn't wipe out the previous versions of those worlds. Dr. Manhattan confirms that Earth 1985 still exists, as does Earth 52. That means the younger Superman from the 2011 redo is still very much alive, while many fans would no doubt love to return to 1985 and that classic era of storytelling, which I would love to do so as well. When and where that will happen is hard to say, but the metaverse revolves around Superman, and every time there's a change, a new world and timeline is created, and to ensure that there's always a Man of Steel in existence. Dr. Manhattan even looks hundreds of years ahead to the future DC Universe reboots, and there's always a Superman. Also, there's been some sort of a tease about a Marvel versus DC crossover again for the comics, and which hasn't happened since 1997, actually, which is actually a pretty good, pleasant surprise. Hopefully, it's a lot better this time around, but it's definitely gonna be cool to see that stuff at another. It's definitely gonna be cool to see, especially now with the success of the MCU and with Kevin Feige taking over. I think it'll be very interesting to see DC and Marvel crossover at this point. Apparently, Dr. Manhattan also returns home. He returns after his own world. He actually repairs the cities that were ravaged by bombs and removes the world's entire nuclear arsenal. Wow. So quite a bit has happened. So at this point, you clearly see that the effects and aftermath of what happens with this entire scenario with Dr. Manhattan undoing everything has made major ramifications, as all worlds have been reinstated. And it's going to be interesting, man, to see exactly how it's going to go on now. Now, I was looking into CBR's DC solicitations. They had the next couple of issues coming out from now until April, and quite a bit of them I saw was pretty cool. I'm a little peeved at this point as to why Brian Bendis is doing so many books on Superman. I'm not too keen on that idea at all. He's not really doing too great at this point. I'm not happy with the creative decisions that he's made, especially with having him reveal Clark's identity to the world. It just doesn't make sense to me. Hopefully, there's some changes with all of that. But by the way, also another thing, I missed out on the Crisis on Infinite Earths. I do apologize for that, unfortunately, but I did see the Brandon Routh return, and it just looked amazing. And with that reason alone, I had to pick up this wonderful, wonderful Mattel DC Multiverse action figure of Kingdom Come Superman. This guy is an awesome, I don't know if you guys can see the articulation here. He's a great, great figure. Awesome hat, definitely. And I got him on a great price over Amazon as well, too. Great design, articulation, joints, everything is moving. I mean, it's gonna be all, it's off the charts, off the charts. So if you see the episode where Brandon Routh, I saw the scenes where he was in as Superman and he just slayed it. I would love to see a show revolved on his character on the Kingdom Come Superman. This guy's awesome, man. One of my favorite figures now. Ever since I got him, off the hook. So with that being said, man, yeah, I wanted to just get that off of my chest and see what's up, and wanted to get if you guys, what's your opinion on this, man? What are your guys' take on all these on these changes with DC and what happened with the Doomsday Clock? How do you feel about? Have you seen Have you seen Rise of Skywalker? Have you do you agree more or less with the critics and the audiences, or what's your take on that, man? But most importantly, with everything that came out with this Doomsday Clock, I want to know what's your opinions regarding that. Jeff Johns, like I said, this was a 2-year story in the making. Jeff Johns has done some damn good work in his time. But I would love to know what you guys like, what you guys think about it. What did you agree with, disagree with? And let me know what you feel about it in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button. And I hope you guys have a great week. Happy holidays, and enjoy your time. Be safe, y'all. All right, peace.